Hey, I'm Dan over at Loxo with another of our weekly coffee break talks, this one entitled Managing Zoom Fatigue. With many recruiting teams working entirely remotely these days, the reliance on video meeting tools like Zoom or Google Hangouts has dramatically increased, both for internal team meetings and candidate interviews. And this trend to video meeting in lieu of face-to-face meeting is bound to continue and increase, of course. Many people are now noticing that with the Zoom boom, there is a noticeable increase in stress and exhaustion and fatigue. The Harvard Business Review notes in a recent article that if you're finding that you're more exhausted at the end of the workday than you used to be, you're not alone. Over the past few weeks, mentions of Zoom fatigue have popped up more and more on social media, and Google searches for the same phrase have steadily increased since March. Now, I think all of us can recognize in our daily lives how video calls can add an extra layer of complexity and distraction that can be draining. And there are several characteristics of video meetings that make this so. First of all, video calls make us focus more to follow and grasp the conversation. It's more difficult to pick up on subtle body language cues, and the unmuting and private chat features on video meetings can be awkward and clumsy, making conversations more labored and herky-jerky. Second, video meetings are uniquely distracting. We naturally focus on how we look in our little box on the screen, and there are interesting background settings for everyone on the call that can cause us to lose focus. And then there are the distractions in our own homes as we are meeting. All of these things make listening and concentrating very difficult. And third, video meeting fatigue comes from constantly having to be on and gazing directly at the screen constantly to signal attention and interest. The Harvard Business Review explains that having to engage in a constant gaze makes us uncomfortable and tired. If we turn to look out the window, we worry it might seem like we're not paying attention. So all that said, here are 3 easy tips to manage Zoom fatigue. First of all, avoid multitasking during the call. Close all your tabs and your programs and your phone to better allow you to focus and avoid distraction. Second, think about hiding yourself from view on the screen so that you don't continually fixate on your appearance. Finally, switch to phone calls or email or Slack as an alternative whenever appropriate. Thinking about the nature of video interviews and meetings will help your team leverage such tools to your best advantage in your recruiting process. If you have feedback for us on this episode of the Coffee Break Talk series, email us at support@loxo.co, and thanks for watching.